channel which not just talks about ice hockey, but sports in the Himalayas, which is a natural incubation area to build resilience, have people also sort of play and also have developed unique and niche sports such as ice hockey. We'll also hear from Nirav, who is a mountain biker, downhill mountain biker, and we also have Tenzin, who will speak about running in the Himalayas. So I would first like to introduce our moderator. Vivek is here. I think most of you know Vivek here in Delhi, at least. Vivek is a senior sports management professional with about 25 years of experience. He has also built the largest private grassroots system, including NBA, La Liga, Arsenal, MLB, and so on. And I believe about 25,000 kids participate in your programs. So please. We also have Spalgon. Spalgon is essentially a local community leader, someone who has contributed from his heart, passion, his own resources to develop ice hockey in the region, especially in the regions of Kargil and Sham, to be specific. So, sir, please. Next, I would like to invite Tenzin Dolma. Tenzin, as I mentioned, is a high altitude ultra marathoner. She is also representing India, and hats off to you, ma'am. Next, I would like to invite Peter Gebei. Peter is a seasoned ice hockey professional from Hungary with over 4 years of experience as a player and also associated with the Hungarian national team. He's also played ice hockey as a professional and yeah, one of the most senior ice hockey. Next, I would like to invite one of our most promising young athletes from the Royal Enfield Ice Hockey League. She is just 16 years old, but her skating and her play does not show that. So, Dolkar, I would like to invite you as well. And we have someone here all the way from Nepal. Nirav, if we can have you. Nirav is a downhill mountain biker and someone who has contributed greatly to the sport and also will explain to us how sports work in Himalayas as it were. So I think I'll now hand it over to the experts. So Vivek, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Chinjoy. Hi, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. It's just such an amazing work the team has done. And I know this is probably the last session for the day, so we'll try to keep it crisp and interesting. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for your presence. Grassroots, like Chinjoy mentioned, I've been working in grassroots for over 2 decades. And a lot of times we only see the output of Olympians winning medals or participating at the highest level or our teams participating at the highest level. But it all really starts at a very young age when a child just stumbles upon a sport, whether through some parent connection, family connection, or a local community or something happening at something in their neighborhood. And that's when they pick a sport and eventually just start pursuing that sport, and then hopefully something inspires them further to take the sport up seriously. So I think we all use the term grassroots very, very loosely. But at the end of the day, it's really the first introduction of a sport is how a grassroots is. It actually does not matter whether it's a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old. And some people talk about grassroots is only for younger people. Grassroots is just your first introduction to the sport. And community plays a very critical role. And I want to start with Spalgon yourself. You've done phenomenal work at the community level, just an individual with limited resources trying to engage the youth of the Sham region. Tell us a little bit about the work you are doing and how it all started.
Uh, Julie, and hello everyone, and thank you, Vivek. Just to keep it short and simple, I would like to say that I'm not a pro hockey player because I go with the concept and motto that not every good player is meant or is necessary to be a good coach, and not every good coach is necessary to be a good player. And no stars, especially in the field of sports, are born overnight. So the spectators, जो दर्शक हम बोलते हैं, so we have only seen the stars in cricket. We have only seen Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, hitting centuries and making histories, but very few and very minimal people know the struggle, the effort, that the support that they have got since their childhood. So I'll just share my story because back in 2016, after graduation, when I went back home to Leh, so ice hockey is such a game that almost 95% of the kids and youths of Ladakh actually play because of the climatic condition, because we have frozen ponds there, and it is a natural game. But the fact that I come from Kanchi, which is the last village of Leh district, it is a very remote village, and ice hockey is a game which is very prominent, especially in the central Leh area and the Changthang region. The visibility of the game was very low in Sham region. So that time, although I didn't know how to play the game myself, but the idea struck that, okay, this game is really interesting because ice hockey is the fastest game, fastest sports that we have ever witnessed. So that idea really struck me. So I started by learning how to skate myself first, because without skating, it was not possible that I can actually understand the complexity of the game. So after that, through my connections and all, I was able to get some support or donation of equipments from Canada and US through a couple of my friends. But just having the equipment was not enough, because ice hockey is not something like what we call gully ke cricket, ek bat uthaya, ek ball uthaya aur jal diye khelne ke liye. The biggest challenge was having a rink, that too in a remote village. So to build that ring, the actual size of ice hockey ring is 200 feet by 100 feet, and we need to fill up gallons of water to have a very perfect ice. So that was the biggest challenge, and without bringing in the support of the community, it was not possible. So I remember in 2017-18 winter, when we were finally ready to have a proper ice hockey ring in my village, we spent around 10 to 15 nights in harsh minus 30 degrees Celsius, just filling up the ring and preparing the natural pond. And it was a daily task for us, that whether the ring will be prepared or not, because we were doing it for the very first time. After 10-15 days of harsh nights, we were finally able to prepare the ring. And when the equipments actually arrived, the excitement of the kids and the joy of the villagers was worth the struggle and worth the effort that we have put in. So that was just short, because the video which we just showed, it was a struggle that was actually happening in the main city, where things were a little bit accessible. But building such kind of a ring and such kind of infrastructure and all those facilities being made available in such a remote village was double the task, I would say. Uh, so kanji came to be like growing, and every winter after after the winter vacation, we were able to bring in coaches, pin in coaches, volunteer coaches with the help of other NGOs. Obviously, like in recent times, through Royal Enfield LTP camps, we were able to have coaches who can actually train the kids. And I'm proud to say, because it is not a contribution that I have made alone. I have a team of young, energetic youth who have worked with me. I have the support of the villagers who would be supporting us in every way possible, bringing a brick to for the fencing of the ring. The mothers of the village preparing lunch for us while we were walking. So all those efforts actually made us shine, and I'm proud to say that within in these 8 years, from the very remote village of Kanji itself, we were able to produce 5 players who have actually represented India at the highest level. So within 8 years, I feel like it was a great achievement. And when the Royal Enfield League started, the idea came okay, just confining our struggle and confining our effort to one particular small village is not enough. So with the help of alliances from other allies, villages from neighboring Sham area, I was able to form this kind of alliance, I would say, Sham Ice Hockey, and it was made possible only with the support of Royal Enfield when they actually started the Royal Enfield League in Leh. So during the first season, it was like a dream come true because we never had that one common platform. Because in Ladakh, there are few prominent teams, we have few clubs. And Changtang is one of the best example, I would say, because they have a united body which have been working since decades, I would say. And they have a very united team which represents the whole valley. But in Sham, it was really difficult because I know in a single village, it was really difficult to organize and even to construct a ring, we need a community. And as an individual, we can't go to every villages. It was just to inspire them to build your own ring and facilitate them with coaches. And slowly we grew up, and I'm proud to say that it's still growing. And the Sham team, the Sham Eagles and Sham Wolves, which I actually manage through Sham Ice Hockey in the Royal Enfield League, are one of the best competing teams. Though we haven't won any trophies till yet, but we still have more seasons to come, and I'm sure that Sham will see more players like Dolkar Angmo who will represent India in the future for sure someday.
You might have not won the league, but you won our hearts, and I think it deserves an applause, everyone. I think we underestimate the power of one good intention of a person, right? Just one person in a community saying, this is what I want to do for my community, for my neighborhood, for my children. And then everyone kind of comes together, builds resources, and then magic can happen. So thank you very much for all your efforts. Dolkar, I want to come to you. आपसे बात करना चाहेंगे. Can you pass the mic to her, Peter? आपने कुछ ऐसे इनिशिएटिव या कुछ ऐसे प्रोग्राम आइस हॉकी के चल रहे होंगे आपके घर के पास में जहां आपने पहली बार खेला जब आपने शुरू किया 7 इयर्स के एज में. थोड़ा सा आप बताओ आपने कब आइस हॉकी खेलनी शुरू करी और आपका पहला इंटरेक्शन क्या था आइस हॉकी के साथ?
मेरा नाम डोलकर अंगमो है. मैं 15 साल की हूँ. मैं लद्दाख की एक रिमोट विलेज से बिलोंग्स करता हूँ जिसका नाम कंजी है. तो मैं एक आइस हॉकी प्लेयर हूँ. तो मैंने पहली बार 2017 में स्टार्ट किया जब मैं 7 साल की थी. तब हमारे गांव में एक यूथ एसोसिएशन फॉर्म हुआ. तो उन्हों के ज़रिए मुझे आइस हॉकी के बारे में पता चला. तो मैंने आइस हॉकी जब पहली बार खेला, मैंने पहली बार स्केट पहना तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, तो मैंने वहीं से जारी रखा।
और कितने साल से तब से खेल रहे हो रेगुलरली? 7 साल की एज से?
यस सर।
रोज? वेरी गुड, थैंक यू. Peter, I want to come to you. You must have seen across the world different initiatives, some of the top, most elite athletes, the best of best, and then you look at a region which has so many challenges, climate challenges, infrastructural challenges. But you still hear these stories where a small change can just lead to massive gains, right? What is your view on how important grassroots is, and how we can look at improving further in the grassroots initiatives in these regions?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much. I'm here. So thank you very much, Royal Enfield. I'm here. And not possible the grassroots without the supporters. So one of the most important thing is the supporters in the grassroots. So it's a big challenge. It's a very short story. Sorry, in Hungary, it's not a big country. So we just live in 9.5 million people in middle of Europe.
That's like this area.
Yeah. This one corner in Delhi. So it's my story. I'm 5 years old, and one coach is arriving in my city. In Hungary, it's a very famous sport: the soccer, handball, and water polo. So nobody liked the hockey 25 years ago. And one coach has arrived in the city, and sorry, there's one, but everybody thinks it's stupid. They like the hockey, and everybody in the city, why we go to hockey? It's a very famous sport: the soccer, handball, another one, and the water polo. And this guy from arrived in Romania and asked me, okay, guys, yes, a soccer is easy. You just put the ball and running. And you go to water, it's very simple. You just drop the ball, and same as you play the ball. And handball, it's very, very simple. Just drop the ball and running. You go on the ice and stay the ice, and you have a super athletes. And after the 2 or 3 years, you have a time you choose go back in the soccer or handball and water polo. Okay, we try. So it's not possible without the stupid coach and the LTP coaches who supported this one. So that's the most important, the first one. It's a very professional people who leave the city and a little bit thinking, I supported this sport. And the next one, it's we play the hockey in the next 20 years and just the open ice ring and have a Hungary this time. And after that, everybody have a dream. We play the World Championship. And again, Hungary just 9.5 million people. We started the grassroots program 25 years ago. 9 Hungaries play the top division with Canada and US. And we have more than 10,000 players, more than 500 referees. So I think we never start, every time we stay. So it's the most important time in India now. We start the grassroots program in ice hockey. We have a dream together, 2042 in Olympics. So this is a great time we start the grassroots. So everything is possible. You have a very cold winter, not cold winter in Hungary. So you have a lot of people, not a 9.5 million, 1.4 billion. So the number is very good. Everything is very good. We have a lot of nice guys, good players is here, a lot of good coaches here. We have supporters here. So why we wait? We start now.
Absolutely. And thank you for all your support to our country. I think that means a lot. And the coaches have had a great time over the last few days. So appreciate that. Tenzin, आपसे बात करना चाहूँगा. अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं कि कैसे जब एक एथलीट यंगर एज में होते हैं उनको कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी कोई सपोर्ट मिल जाता है या एक्टिविटी हो जाती है जिनसे उनका एक स्पोर्ट में एसोसिएशन बढ़ जाता है. आप अल्ट्रा मैराथनर हो, आपने इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट किया है. आपका थोड़ा अपनी ग्रासरूट्स जर्नी बताइए कि आपने जब भागना शुरू किया या जब आपने थोड़ा खेलना शुरू किया तो आपको क्या सपोर्ट मिला या क्या ऐसे पॉइंट्स थे जो आपको ट्रिगर करा कि मैं इसको सीरियसली ले सकती हूँ?
नमस्कार, थैंक यू सर। नमस्कार, मेरा नाम तेंजिन डोलमा है और मैं एक अल्ट्रा ट्रेल और रोड रनर मैराथनर हूँ। मैं एक हिमालय रीजन से मैं बिलोंग करती हूँ और मेरे लिए पहाड़ों में चढ़ना और ये मेरे एक लाइफ का एक हिस्सा था मेरा। तो पहाड़ों में चढ़ते-चढ़ते मेरे को कब ट्रेल रनिंग और अल्ट्रा रन से मेरा काफ़ी वो हो गया, लगाव हो गया और मेरा एक जुनून भी बन गया। तो तब से मैंने रनिंग करना शुरू करी है। तो जब मैंने शुरू करी थी उस टाइम मेरे पास मुझे कोई शूज़ नहीं होता था। मैं मतलब ऐसे नॉर्मल शूज़ या चप्पल में भी मैं रन करती थी। और रन धीरे-धीरे मैं जब रन करते-करते फिर जब ऐसे अल्ट्रा रन्स मैंने पार्टिसिपेट करना शुरू करी तब से मेरा एक बहुत बड़ा एक गोल बन गया कि मैं इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करूँगी और मैं अपने देश के लिए मेडल्स ले आऊँगी। तो हमारे लिए इतना बड़े लेवल में जाके इंडिया के लिए रिप्रेजेंट करना और एक मेडल लाने के लिए हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों का मतलब सामना करना पड़ता है, काफ़ी चैलेंजिंग्स हो जाता है हमारे लिए। तो मेरे पास कोई हेल्प सपोर्ट है ही नहीं मेरे लिए कोई भी और अभी तक कोई मेरे लिए कोई भी स्पॉन्सर्स नहीं है, तो मेरे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग हो जाता है क्योंकि हमें सबसे ज़्यादा तो हमें न्यूट्रिशंस, गियर्स और अकोमोडेशन, ट्रैवलिंग और कोचिंग का भी बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब हमें फाइनेंशियली का सपोर्ट कर मतलब सामना करना पड़ता है बहुत ज़्यादा। तो जब मेरे लिए जैसे मैं कहीं पार्टिसिपेट करती हूँ या कहीं मैं विनिंग प्राइज़ जीत जाती हूँ, उसको मैं आगे के जैसे मैं कहीं खेलने जाती हूँ, तो उसको मैं वहीं अपना जो प्राइज़ मनी होता है, वो मैं वहाँ पर इन्वेस्ट करती हूँ और मेरा गोल था मैं इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करूँगी बट मैंने ये चीज़ें अगर मैं सोचती कि कई बच्चे जैसे हार मान लेते कि हाँ हमारे पास कोई स्पोर्ट्स मतलब हमें सपोर्ट नहीं है तो हम नहीं जा सकते। तो मेरा एक ज़िद रखा था कि भाई मुझे इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करना है और मैं चाहे किसी चीज़ का भी मुझे सामना करना पड़े बट मैं ये चीज़ को नहीं छोड़ूंगी। और मैंने तीन बार इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करी है। एक वर्ल्ड माउंटेन ट्रेल चैंपियनशिप स्पेन में हुआ था इस साल और बिना किसी सपोर्ट के मैं मतलब बहुत मुश्किल से मैं गई हूँ। वर्ल्ड 100 किलोमीटर जो बैंगलोर में हुआ था उसमें मैंने लास्ट ईयर मैंने पार्टिसिपेट करी थी और इस साल मैंने जो अभी सेटली एशियन ओशन 100 किलोमीटर जो कि थाईलैंड में हुआ था और वहाँ जाके मैंने इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करी और मैंने सिल्वर मेडल जीत के लाई।
Amazing, amazing. Congratulations
जी
for that.
जी सर।
Challenges I think आपने इतने face किए और the most important thing I would like to say is resilience. Like everyone here who's been in a sport which is not popular or rather not cricket in India has seen a lot of resilience. Nirav, I want to come to you a little bit. You also picked a sport which is probably not one of the most popular. You are into mountain biking and you've been doing it for last 10 years like we were discussing. What were some of the challenges you faced when you started the sport? And also, when you started, was it more just for fun or you were very serious about it? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
So, I think everybody here has a memory of us, like, riding a bicycle when we were kids. So, it started like that. I just remember myself every time on a bicycle. So, I never thought I would be racing bikes or teaching mountain bikes as a living or as a career because Nepal, I would like to say, is not so developed like Europe, and there's no specific mountain bike trails or mountain bike shops which are like so advanced that we see around whole world. So it started as a kid. I just used to roam around the whole city just on my cycles. And me, I'm from Kathmandu. Sorry, guys, I'm from Nepal. I'm from Kathmandu. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Nirav. And, well, it was just up and down. So it was mountains all over the place. I used to just go up the hill, find some sketchy stairs or sketchy single tracks. Before there used to be less roads, more single tracks and village roads. Like I used to ride through the alleys of rice fields. So I think that shaped me into becoming a mountain biker like myself today. And well, there was no specific training or grassroots training or anything in Nepal because Nepal is mostly famous for mountaineering, not mountain biking. Everybody who knows Nepal is like Mount Everest. So people come to just climb mountains, trek around, and there's like out of 90% of the tourists and people who come to Nepal, it's like maybe 10% who mountain bike. And they're like really surprised to know like there's mountain biking. And slowly, the first time I actually got into this sport was when I was going to buy an item of stationery, and then there was a magazine. I saw a magazine where there was written Nepal's first downhill championship, and I was like, "Huh? What is this? There's like a downhill race in Nepal." I knew about it because I used to surf the internet. I got an opportunity when I was kid with computers, so I was accustomed to technology and I could search the internet. And I was like, "Okay, what's this?" And then I asked for the magazine, and I turned the page, and I was like, "Whoa, this is something new. This is not what you find." And I slowly looked into it, and then I found a shop which does proper mountain biking gears and stuff. And I asked my dad, "Dad, get me a mountain bike." And he's like, "No, straight up no." And he's like, "That's just waste of money and waste of your time. You just study." And I was like, "Okay, if I could get good grades in the next exam, get me one." And I was like, "Just study." And I like got good grades. I think secured like top 5 in the class or something. And he was like, "Oh, okay, a word's a word." So we went to the shop, and then I showed like, "I want that bike." And then we asked the price, and it was like 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs Nepali.
Oh wow.
And like I was like, I was surprised, like, huh? A cycle costs that much? You can get like 2 3 bikes in that price. I'm like, "Dad, that's too expensive." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, babe." And the shop owner was like, "You don't get this one, you get this one, which is like entry level one." And it was a second hand, entry level, which cost me like 20 30,000, still expensive. And then he got me a pass to a pump track, so which is like an ice ring, you call it. A pump track is like a place where there's like series of turns, rollers, which is like the basic skills needed to ride a mountain bike actually. And I got introduced to that. I had no idea how to do that because I saw the guy who was riding that, and I was like, he was riding so smooth, jumping, doing stuff. I was amazed. I asked him, "How do you do it?" And he's like, "Practice." So I was taught by a foreign guy, and I'll teach you too. And then he taught me, and that's how I got his knowledge. I learned that in a day, and then I started slowly applying to whatever I did. The same thing, going up, coming down through sketchy stuff. And then slowly I started to feel like, oh, now riding the pump track, it felt like I was getting smoother, better, and just more safer. And after that, the first pump track the experience, I got introduced to racing. I saw the same poster in that shop, and I was like, yeah, maybe I participate. But there was no junior category because no kids were riding mountain bikes in the mountains. It was kids on streets. So I went there and I registered, and I was in open category. And my dad was also there, and he was like, yeah, try it, just don't break anything. And mountain biking is dangerous. So I had some gears, full face helmet, which was borrowed from my brother. Like I was wearing some hat to keep it tight because it was big for me, and some knee pads borrowed, gloves borrowed. Just trying to do like, I was just 14 by that at that age, and that was my first race. So I slowly
Did you
went
break
there,
anything?
and then sorry.
Did you break anything? I hope you did not break anything.
So I did not break anything. I just rode down and I came fourth in the big guy with the big guys. Everybody had like fancy bikes. Me just on the normal bicycle with no proper suspension or tires, And he was amazed. I was also amazed. Everybody in the community was amazed because they never saw a small kid doing that. So I think from that, like my dad also pushed me with equipments and stuff. I like our friend So Tenzin, like Dolma, Tenzin, I don't have sponsors, and it's kind of hard to do that. And one of the challenges was that, and still now, like she mentioned, like I earn myself from the races I do. I just save and then I travel, and then it's kind of expensive to own mountain bikes and gears. It's every other sport actually. You have to take care of your training, your nutrition, your gears, and you have to have the best in the game. If you don't have the best in the game, you lose a second, and a second means so much in the tough competitive sport. And slowly, it just my dad was my first sponsor. Slowly, it happened, and after that, I think, to be honest, one thing about grassroots is in Nepal, I think there's no such thing as that, because every other sport, it's either the posh people, the people who have money, they send their kids to do like swimming, football, tennis. They're like, oh, okay, to do that. And but for me, it was not like that. I just explored and then went there, found it, trained myself, and then coming back to the grassroots world, I have an academy now where I teach kids and where I also share what I've learned in the past 10 years. The challenges are incomparable to anybody in the sport industries. Everybody has their background. We can never compare. We can never differentiate, or we can say my challenges. But I think we all face our challenges and become an athlete. So
But a big round of applause for Nirav for all the efforts. Thank you, Nirav, for that. Peter, I want to come back to you. One of the things that we have kind of heard, and sorry you missed some of that in Hindi, but one of the important, like when there is no support in the community or when there is no structured training, it is really up to the individual to just go all in. We've heard some stories here that it does not matter, you play for your country or you just go for the sport. So, but if there is, of course, structured support, right? If there is structured training, structured support in terms of little better infrastructure, support in terms of maybe a little bit of sponsorship or whatever that might be, then of course things can improve dramatically. What do you think some of the things can be done at the grassroots level, especially for ice hockey, especially in the context of the Himalayas, that can help improve this structure and help kind of us fast track that dream to make it to the Olympics and potentially make India proud?
So I think it's the first and most important thing, the people is go out in the box. So I've stayed in India in the last week and I just put in the TV and see the cricket. So I don't understand the cricket rules, but I know now, I search in the cricket rules and I understand a little bit now. So first and the most important thing, go out in the box and a little bit go to TV and the ice hockey. Just first time, just a 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And after that, everybody, oh, what is this? This is the most important thing in the first step. And go back to the challenges. So in the Himalaya, so we live in European people will live in Europe. Somebody told me in Himalaya, yes, it's the first in the Nepal, go the mountain. The next one in Himalaya, it's my dream. I never forget. And 15 years ago, or maybe more, 20 years ago, one guy from Europe go to Himalaya and play the hockey. And I remember these moments in Hungary. We stayed in the dressing room and everybody showed a picture. You see that? Himalaya in ice hockey. So it's my dream now. I'm go to Himalaya and drop the puck in the ice. So I think you have a very famous point on the world in Himalaya. So it's no question this area. It's ice hockey. It's possible it's leave or not. It's just a one answer. It's yes. It's it. Just do it. So it's Himalaya. I think in the future it's one of the famous sports in ice hockey. No other option. So from my side, in European people, I think it's no other option. Just leave the Himalaya in the ice hockey. You have a mountain, you have a people, you have a color, you have everything. Of course, we're saying most important the ice rinks, skates, sticks, pucks, everything. But the first one, the people thinking we like the ice hockey, and after everything is possible. So yes, it's not a high quality first one, not a high quality bicycle. First one, not a high quality ice skates. First one, not a high quality hockey stick, not a high quality board. But we started punt hockey. We started skate on the ice. We started sticks. One team, 5 stick. Okay, we changed every shift. So everything is possible, but you just do it. In the first
Absolutely. And Spalgon, coming to you on a similar point, that now that you've started an initiative, you've gotten some momentum going. There are players that are being produced from your specific region, from your community initiatives. There are people who have come together with you to support you. What next? How do we create better structure to this grassroots initiative? What kind of support do you need from potentially brands like Royal Enfield or government or whatever to take it to the next level?
So that is the biggest challenge, I would say, because I would say like there are like so many administrative glitches and like flaws, or I would say like non-recognition of the game itself in India, I would say, because ice hockey became popular in the Himalayas because we have a natural ice to play on. And just because of that, like ice hockey is still, I would say like ice hockey is still a seasonal game in the Himalayas also. In winter, we have ice, so the kids and the interested people, they just come and like play. But what about the summer? We don't have like a concrete like throughout the season running ice hockey ring. Yeah, we have one in Dehradun now, and one is coming up in Delhi also. We have one like completed like just now in Leh. But just to complete those rings, like ice hockey actually started way back, like I don't know. I would say like in Shimla, like decades ago. And in 1970s, like the ice hockey was actually introduced by the Indian Army in Ladakh. And it took us like 50, 60 or like more than that years just to build a proper ice hockey ring in India, where the population is like so high. So the uncertainty of like where this particular game will like take a kid to in the future is the biggest challenge that we still have mentally, I would say, because like people like Dolkar Angmo, like I've seen her grow like since her childhood, but I'm still anxious. Like okay, she just passed like 8th standard, and after a couple of years, like she would be like continuing her college, but she might also be still in doubt. Like okay, she might be playing for India, but can she really choose ice hockey as a career, like full-fledged career in India? So that's a doubt, and that I feel like is the biggest like challenge that all the players like still face. And the sports system in India is like very complex and tricky, I would say, because I won't get into like too much complexities as it might get like very politicized here. But I would just say that the players should be let free to play. Like no like individuals, no supporters should like drag the players' interest into like politicizing and all those things. It just ruins their interest and career as well. At the grassroots level, like I sincerely feel like whatever Royal Enfield is doing, because just 2-3 years back, like there was no concept of like paying an honorarium to the players. Royal Enfield introduced it in the Himalayas. The players are like paid to play in the Royal Enfield League. And it is one of the inspiration that, okay, the players are also coming forward.
Sorry, I just want to take a second and acknowledge this. Thanks to Royal Enfield, we've been able to at least start professionalizing the sport. So kudos to that. Sorry to disturb you, but yes, please continue.
So such kind of initiatives are like really needed. But personally, I really feel that there is a very long way to go. Like even at grassroots level, like me and my team. There are like other people from the Himalayas who are also working at the grassroots level from other regions of the Himalayas, and brands like Royal Enfield are like, and they will keep supporting such games and spirits of the Himalayas. But until and unless there is a concrete kind of a resolution or a support, like it would be like very shocking to know that ice hockey is like getting a certificate, getting an ice hockey certificate, like even if you have played for India, won't give you a like job.
A job, yeah.
In India. So why would like a player like invest his or her career in ice hockey? So the Indian government should be really pushed through the support of the respective states of the Himalayan region, and they should make this game recognized. One, the certificates issued in the nationals of the ice hockey should be valued in the reservation of the games. Only then, like the emerging players would take this game seriously, and their dream would be more than like just playing the Indian jersey, and like they would be like really playing for the sport itself.
Thank you. Peter, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, just one thing again. Sorry. So I'm working the last week in India, and before I arrive here, and some friends ask me, it's possible the India the ice hockey, and especially you learn the ice hockey referees, and I try. So I go here. We see. And after the first day, I see a lot of motivation guys who very, very good skaters in India. I have a lot of video with the guys and share in the IIHF in Europe and share my friends all over the world. You look at this, guys. Yes, we training in a small ice rink, but all guys who work in the ice is very good skater, very motivated, and very open to new things. So this is the key. And now, today, somebody asked me, it's possible we go together the next season. So this is the first time go here, and 100% is no problem the next time and after the next time. And the other one, we have in Delhi, I just the one ice rink in the small cross ice. We ask in the area in the morning, okay, in the ice rink, what time is open? 12 sometimes or 1. In Budapest, we have 16 big Olympic size ice rink, just the Budapest area. And we have a lot of small icing, but it's not the numbers. And every morning, 6 o'clock in open ice rinks. And the children before go to school bus together and go on the ice 50 minutes. And the next group, next 50 minutes. So I think this is the next step is here. Go to Delhi, they go the children on the ice. And after the children, close the door, the parents, I'm like the hockey, I'm like the skate. It doesn't matter if you go the hockey player or figure skater or short track. But close the door, I'm mama, I'm like the hockey. And a lot of parents, president of the company, after having more sponsor arrive in the ice hockey. So this is a panel in Hungary in the last 30 years. The first one go in the children, and more ice rink is possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tenzin, आपसे बात करना चाहता हूँ कि अभी पिछले जो भी डिस्कशन हुई उसमें सबसे बड़ी एक जो चीज़ निकल के आई वो ये है कि बहुत ज़्यादा लैक ऑफ सपोर्ट है कि कोई स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्राम्स नहीं मिलते, स्पेशली ऐसे स्पोर्ट्स को जो मेन स्ट्रीम नहीं है, कोचिंग अच्छी नहीं मिलती, स्पॉन्सर्स नहीं है, ट्रेनर्स नहीं है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है. आपने और आपके ऊपर तो और भी एक एज अ फीमेल एथलीट होने के लिए और भी आपके चैलेंजेस आए होंगे, तो आपने ये सब के साथ फिर भी अपनी मोटिवेशन कैसे अलाइव रखी, और अब आपके क्या गोल्स हैं बिफोर यू हैंग अप योर बूट्स?
मैं एक मदर भी हूँ, और मेरे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग ये हो जाता है कि मैं एक मैरिड वुमेन होने के बावजूद मैं रन करने जाती हूँ. सबसे ज़्यादा तो मुझे मतलब जो हमारे समाज है वो हमें मतलब कहीं ना कहीं और नज़र से देखा जाता है कि देखो एक शादीशुदा होने के बाद भी देखो अभी रन करने जा रही हैं, ये क्या ही उखाड़ लेगी, क्या कर लेगी। तो ये चीज़ें सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे बोलने तो लोगों का तो काम है बोलना, तो मुझे वहीं से ज़्यादा मोटिवेशन मिलता है कि जो मेरे लिए बोलते हैं ना, तो मैं वो चीज़ मैं करके दिखाऊंगी। तो मेरा ये था कि मैं अभी रिसेंटली मैंने सिल्वर मेडल अपना देश के लिए लाए, मैंने जीत के। तो आ, अभी तक मैंने बहुत सारी चीज़ों का, मुश्किलों का सामना किया है। मैं मतलब खुद से एक मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा ज़िद करके मैं यहीं तक पहुंची हूँ। और अभी मेरा फिर से मैं इंडिया को 2 बार मैं रिप्रेजेंट करने जा रही हूँ। वो जो 24 आवर्स रन करना है, उसका अभी जापान में एशियन ओशन चैम्पियनशिप हो रहा है, तो उसके लिए मैं इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करूंगी। उसका क्वालिफाइंग अभी दिल्ली में 24 आवर्स का रन होने वाला है, तो उसके मैं क्वालिफाइंग करूंगी। और चाइना में एशियन ओशन ट्रेल चैम्पियनशिप हो रहा है, तो उसके लिए मैं क्वालिफाइंग हो चुकी हूँ। तो बस ये चीज़ है कि मेरे लिए अब चैलेंजिंग ये हो जाता है कि मेरे पास स्पॉन्सर नहीं है कुछ भी। और जैसे इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जाना, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला था कि हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों का ध्यान रखनी पड़ती है। जैसे कि हमें कोचिंग लेनी पड़ेगी, न्यूट्रिशन अच्छे लेना पड़ेगा, गियर्स चाहिए, और ट्रैवलिंग, ये सब के लिए तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें, मतलब फाइनेंशियली का बहुत सामना करना पड़ता है। तो ये चीज़ है कि थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग है मेरे सामने बहुत ज़्यादा। तो मैं ये चीज़ यूथ को भी ये बोलना चाहूँगी कि हमें, हमारे सामने अगर जैसे हम अच्छी चीज़ करने जा रहे हैं, तो हमारे सामने चैलेंजेस बहुत आएंगे। तो ये चीज़ सोच के खुद को कभी गिव अप मत होने देना। और कभी ना कभी जो हमारा गोल है, वो कभी ना कभी तो वो पूरा होगा, हम पूरा करके भी दिखाएंगे। मुझे ये मतलब फीमेल्स को भी ये बोलना चाहूँगी कि भी हाँ, मतलब ज़्यादातर लड़कियाँ जैसे मेरी तरह मैरिड वुमेन होता है, वो घर से बाहर नहीं निकल पाता है। ये चीज़ें सोच के डरता है कि भाई समाज क्या कहेंगे, या ये चीज़ें, बहुत सारी चीज़ों का हमें मतलब सोचना पड़ता है। तो ये चीज़ें सोच के बाहर नहीं निकल पाता है। तो जो अपना सपना है वो पूरा करो। और
अमेजिंग, थैंक यू सो मच, व्हाट अ
थैंक यू।
ग्रेट मोटिवेशन स्पीक। और
thank
इसी
you.
बात पे मैं डोलकर से पूछूंगा, आपका क्या एम है? आपको अब नेक्स्ट फ्यू इयर्स में क्या अचीव करना चाहते हो आप?
मेरा एम है कि पहले मैं एक अच्छी प्लेयर बनूं और लद्दाख को रिप्रेजेंट करूं और इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करूं और इंडिया के लिए जीतूं। और मेरा सबसे बड़ा एम है कि मैं इंडियन वुमेन आइस हॉकी टीम का कैप्टन बनूं। थैंक यू।
Cheers. Nirav, we are running out of time, so I'll end with you. Just like we are talking to the other athletes on, you still have a lot of journey left in front of you. Even though very maturely you're already thinking about how to support the younger bikers, but what are your personal goals now over the next few years? What would satisfy you further in terms of achieving what you've already, on top of what you've already achieved?
I think for me, the next few years is going to be learning and racing more so that I can teach more. Because if you go out in the World Cup circuit, I was there recently in Switzerland for the Pump Track World Champs in September. So the competition in our side of Asia and the competition on the European circuit or the Western Hemisphere is like so different. Like we're here and the Europeans are here. Because I'll go back to grassroots, because since they learned how to walk, they learned how to cycle. And I saw that because I saw kids on like small bicycles without pedals called push bikes. They were just riding the pump track as if no fear. But in our society, I think basically Nepal and India has kind of the same society and mentality. We stop our kid if he's trying to go down that set of stairs in a cycle. But in Europe, they make sure they have a helmet, gears. They just be like, go. So I saw that, and that's what difference it made. And I think that's also part of my goals in the next few years, to change the mentality of parents so that people can send their kids in sports, not just be like study, study, study. There is part of studying which we all have to do, but
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for contributing to this discussion. I think it's evident that grassroots is critical community champions are critical to build sports, especially smaller sports, especially not so popular sports in our country. Of course, there are going to be many, many challenges, and we still need to keep fighting, and we'll need support from various corporates and governments and sports bodies. But I think it's people like yourselves that have made a huge difference in our society, and I thank you all for doing what you all do. Thank you. Appreciate it.
सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रगल तो हमारे लिए आइस ही है.
The main struggle is you have to wake up early in the morning.
मेरे पास सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज हमारे लिए ये था कि हमारे पास इक्विपमेंट ही नहीं मिलता था लद्दाख में.
A lot of people, especially girls, are now getting very interested into ice hockey.
I've seen kids saying कि मतलब I will surely play for Kansing one day, I'll surely play for Sham one day.
Yeah, I think we have done something good along the way.
पेरेंट्स घर से निकल के बच्चों को सपोर्ट किया. बच्चे जो ग्राउंड में आए कि इतना खुश होते कि आज हमने खेला, हमने कुछ किया.
चैलेंजेस बहुत है, जैसे ठंड बहुत है, सुबह जल्दी उठ के आना पड़ता है, पर सपोर्ट इतना है कि अब उस चैलेंजेस को फेस करने में भी मज़ा आता है.
People like Rinks, like who come and break that glass ceiling, but also break that stereotype. You can be a mother and you can be anything, and then still you can do whatever you are passionate about.
Working at -20-25 degrees, that too after the sunset, is one of the biggest challenges. None of the people who are involved in ice hockey, who are supporting as an organizers, they do not get anything apart from the fact that they are doing something good for the society.
It's still a very niche sport in India, but it's growing.
हमारा ड्रीम था सर कि हम द्रास से यहाँ आए तो उनकी बड़ी टीम के साथ हमारा मुकाबला और हम उनके टक्कर में लोगों को गेम दिखा सके. हमने वॉच करके भी दिखाया.
We are very happy to say that there are athletes who have gone on to represent India at the international level as well.
No goal, or no dream is not unachievable. Everything is achievable.
मेरा ड्रीम है कि अगले साल मैं हिमाचल के लिए खेलूं और आने वाले टाइम में इंडिया टीम के लिए भी खेलूं.
चाहे 10 साल हो, 20 साल हो, 40 साल हो, 50 साल हो, someday this sport will take kids of Ladakh to the Olympics.
Now the biggest goal for us is we want to ensure we have a team that will represent India in the Olympics.